Hello geography fans, and today in this video we're going to be looking at a alternate scenario in which the Central Powers win World War I. Now, for the Central Powers to have won this war, the USA would have had to join much later, and they also would have to account on the fact that they could get around French defenses and the fact that they didn't get, stalemated everywhere. Basically, the Schlieffen Plan has to work in order for a German victory. However, just for fun, we're going to say that in this alternate scenario, the Schlieffen Plan still fails. So after the first year of this war, Belgium and Luxembourg are defeated, and there's also probably some fighting going on in France, but for some reason that just isn't showed here. And also, these guys get occupied a lot faster because, let's just say someone actually pulls their own weight. Thanks for nothing, Austria-Hungary. Also, the Ottomans aren't getting so badly beaten down here by Russia. And now we play the waiting game. And after a little while of waiting, Russia finally gives in. However, this is one of the largest plot twists of the war. Whenever Germany offers Russia the first peace deal, just like in our timeline, they decline. Then once the second peace deal is offered, unlike in our timeline, they also decline the second peace deal. So the war in the East continues until Russia seriously cannot handle it anymore. And during the Russian Civil War, the Central Powers just storm in and, amidst all the chaos, manage to defeat all of the Russian Empire. This causes Japan to surrender, as they really did not want to fight a war and only joined so they could, get some free colonies. They didn't actually think that the Central Powers could make it over to them. And with extra support, the USA decides to evacuate the Philippines, and Papua New Guinea is completely occupied by the Germans. They make a landing in French Indochina and are able to wipe out the entire thing, but are stalemated at the British Raj. And in this timeline, that coded telegram that the Central Powers tried to send to Mexico to invade the USA actually doesn't get intercepted, as this time they send it over the Pacific Ocean and not the Atlantic. And, obviously in the Pacific, there are no allies over here to intercept the message, so it makes it to Mexico. And Mexico actually agrees. So we have Mexico and their Central American allies joining the war. This does, however, lead to El Salvador joining the war on the side of the Entente powers. However, the Central American allies really don't stop Mexico or the Central American armies. We actually have the Europeans and the Americans doing something smart for once, as they evacuate all their troops from their colonies in order to defend their mainlands, something that France should have done a long time ago. Back over in Europe, we see the Netherlands join the war on the side of the Entente. Yeah, that was short-lived. After more fighting, Italy, as well as Norway, falls. Back over here, we have the fall of the entire Pacific front, and we have the Germans actually using their colonies in Africa, as they use them to push out and capture some British and French colonies, as well as this one over here. The Ottomans even making a landing in Somaliland to take, Somaliland and Djibouti, and also to eventually capitulate Somalia, which doesn't take very long. Also in this timeline, the British landing on Kuwait fails, and we have one of the biggest blows to the Entente powers in this war, the surrender of France. With the surrender of France, all their colonies also surrender. The Entente, seeing this, really thinks that they have no chance of winning and decides to meet in Paris for a peace treaty. After the war, the Central Powers are the clear winner, as Germany takes over all of the Benelux, Denmark for I don't know what reason, as well as all of Norway. Austria-Hungary takes over Serbia, Montenegro, and Albania. Bulgaria just takes over Romania. And the Ottoman Empire gets all this territory down here in the Middle East. We also have the German colonies rapidly expanding, especially this one over here. We also have the Germany setting up a new mega colony over here in the Pacific, as well as taking over all of the Guyana region. This is an alternate scenario as to what would happen if the Central Powers won World War I.